So, you're new to Icarus, or if you're like me, you might be struggling or started to struggle to get a good start in the game. If that's so, you might have come to the right place. My name is JimBone and welcome to my video with a few tips and tricks to get started on your first few days on Olympus. Alright, so first things first, you need to pick where you drop in. You have the green wooded areas with plenty of resources, rivers, water, etc. Snow biomes, which can be a bit harsh to start, and then the desert biomes, which also can be very tough for a beginner. All the areas have their positives, but as a beginner, I would also suggest the green areas, the riverlands or the forest. And you'll see why as we go through the video. There's plenty of resources. You start next to water nearly every time you would drop in. The wildlife is a little less tricky to get used to if you're new to this type of game. So when you first land, just open up your map and have a little look to see where you are and what's around you. You'll see there's like a black area on the map which will slowly unveil itself as you make your way across. But yeah, you can see I'm just dropped in between two little rivers there, so I'm going to head down towards one. The desert areas, there's two of them, desert or the desert canyons, and the snowy areas is the Arctic or the Southern Glacier. But I tend to go for the riverlands or the forest, just purely because you can start off, you can grab all these resources like we're doing right now, is just grabbing fibre, which are like the little bushes. You get fibre from a lot of those, sticks and stones, because you'll need those for the basic crafting of your first pickaxe, your first axe to chop trees down. You can see, yeah, just running through, making my way down to the water. So just going to have a look around and see what's about. There's a waterfall here. That'd be great for later on because you can use the power of the water, the energy from the water, to bring power to your base or your build. As you see there, I landed between two rivers, so yeah, it's a good start, good place to set up your first base because you've got a forever supply of water. Keep making my way down the river just to try and find a nice flat spot to start a base build, really. Because obviously the first couple of days you don't have anything, so you need to try and build something as fast as you can to protect yourself from wildlife and the elements. So there'll be wind storms, lightning storms, all sorts of different storms that will affect you as you play. But yeah, the blue stuff, the oxide, grab a load of that as well. You will need that. You see down on the bottom left hand corner you've got an oxygen level, a food and a water level, so you just got to keep them topped up as you play. I mean, they go down fairly slowly, but it's always good to have supplies on hand so you can just quickly top up. So yeah, gathering food, water and oxide is a must really in the early game. So you see there, I'll start to craft now. I've got two items crafting already, and as you craft you gain XP as well, which you see in the top left. You start to level up, so you want to get straight away get your axe and your pickaxe and then start chopping trees down and mining stone or oxide or any other bits of ore that you find. You can't mine everything with a stone pickaxe, but you can. It's a good start. They don't last long either, the stone ones, so they take a lot of hits to break the items you are mining, and they tend to break quite quickly, but they're easy to fix. I think you just need one piece of stone to repair them, so very easy. You get stone lying around everywhere. Just quickly chop a load of wood to get a bit of XP and a bit of material ready to build the base, and then we'll go from there. So we've got our first storm coming in. Looks like a just a windstorm. It's not too big, but it's good to show you a little tip on this. That's the storm exposure bar. Obviously, as that fills up, it becomes worse for your overall health. What we need to do is try and find shelter. We're so early in the game, we haven't built anything yet. So what I tend to do is try and find myself a nice big rock or a big stone I can carve into the side of, like this one. Basically just dig your way in, crouch down and get in, and then just check to see if your exposure bar is starting to go down. It'll tell you. So there you go, you can see it stopped, the no shelter's disappeared and the exposure's going down. You can hang around there and wait for the storm to go because you are safe for this short period of time. Problem is I'm not very patient, so I like to just go out and keep earning XP whilst I can. Keeping an eye on your exposure bar and just get chopping. And with this type of storms, there's all different types of storms. You have lightning storms, you have rain storms. This one's a windstorm, so you do get the occasional tree blow over. So you just got to keep an ear out for that because you'll hear them cracking. And then just quickly have a look around to make sure you're not going to get flattened by one because they can cause bleeds or breaks to the bones. I mean, it's not ideal, something to have so early on in the game when you haven't got the equipment to deal with it. See, there you go, you see these trees falling down all around me. I'm now over encumbered, so I cannot run very quick, so I just got to try and just quickly drag myself back into the hole in the stone to get myself protected from the wind and falling trees. But yeah, this is just a very quick and easy way to stay protected before you've built a base. And whilst you're waiting, yeah, I've been harvesting wood so I can start crafting the pieces I need to build my foundations for the base. So once things are safe and all calm, you can have a look in your tech tree after you've leveled up one. You have a few points to spend. I usually go for the water purifiers first because you have to drink the clean water. The wood base building set, a campfire and a bedroll. And you need those. Campfire is good for cooking food. You can make charcoal, which you need for your water purifiers, and obviously the bedroll is a respawn point, and you can sleep the night off. The base building set, all you need is wood and fibre to build most of the items on there. I think all of them, and this is everywhere in the Riverlands and the forest. So yeah, you just as much wood and fibre as you've got, just build whatever you need. My first base is going to be a 3x3, just a nice little square, 3x3, a door on it and a roof, and then that's just somewhere to protect me from the elements and store any bits and pieces I pick up. And then obviously I'll start to craft in there as I go on. I'll quickly speed through this build because it's quite samey, but basically I'm just putting down a foundation, then I'll lay a floor on top of that, put the walls in, and then a door and the roof on top. You'll see on some of the walls I put windows in. To do that you just hold R and then select the type of wall you would like. So you can have a doorway, windows, you can make it into a double doorway, which is a standard wall. So you select which one you want, put it down, and then you can change it back to the standard walls afterwards. Roof wise, just a standard pitch roof, very straightforward. Put it all together, and then you add in the smaller pieces to fit. Again, you have to get the right angles in, so you do have to hold R on your keyboard and select which type of angle you need for the angle you've got. So it's at first you're just going to play around with it, but you do kind of get the hang of it after a while. Right, so now that we have a bit of cover, I'm just going to make a campfire. Very straightforward. One thing to note is campfire and wood don't go well together, so you got to be very careful with the campfire in a wooden building. It will, I mean, if you set yourself on fire by walking over the campfire, you will set the rest of the building on fire, and it does go up very quickly. But yeah, the campfire, so you can cook meat on there, you can cook various vegetables. As you're burning your fuel, so your wood, your sticks, your coal, you'll create charcoal, which you will need for other items like the water purifiers. You will also need the campfire burning to be able to sleep in your base. So without the campfire burning, you are not able to sleep the night. It's always good to have one, and it keeps you warm. You'll see here that the axe I'm using to chop the wood, it breaks. To repair it, it's very simple. Just go into the menu, and you'll see it down the bottom with the red broken sort of a heart on it, or broken sort of stone. Right click on it, and then just click repair. As long as you've got the materials in your inventory, you'll be able to repair it. It's very straightforward. The water purifiers, they need sticks, fibre, stone. Again, all those three are everywhere, and then they need charcoal. And the charcoal you can get from the campfire by burning wood or sticks. Once you've crafted your water purifier, find a nice little spot in the water for it. You'll need some more charcoal in there as well, and that will filter the water for you, or purify the water for you. That's kind of the fuel for the water purifier, if you know what I mean. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is make a bedroll, and for that I need fur and leather, which I don't have yet because I haven't been hunting. You get it from most animals. What you need to do to hunt is you need a weapon. So we go into Tech Tree, we'll unlock the bow, and we'll unlock some stone arrows, and then you need a knife of some sort to harvest the carcass, so that you get more from it. So yeah, create those, get them ready, and then go out hunting. Okay, so I ended up going out, all intentions for hunting, but then I thought, wow, whilst I'm out with animals, let's earn a bit of XP by mining a bit of oxide and any other ores I come across. So, oxide, sulphur, a bit of coal if I find it. Grab as much as you can carry, take it back to your base, store it for later on, and the good thing is you're doing this, you're gaining XP, so it's a win-win all round. So yeah, you fill up your inventory, and then head back to base. I created a couple of little they're called little wooden boxes, little wooden crates, stash crates, so stick them in and then just unload your inventory into those. Free up some space, then you can then go back out hunting or gathering. So whilst out on your travels and your hunts, you'll come across caves like this one. Always make sure before you go in you've got some sort of weapon and a torch so you can see where you're going. You'll come across cave worms like this one. So this cave's only got one in, but some will have more. Also, in my experience, I've run into caves which have beehives in, which the swarms do attack. They're very easy to defeat. You just spear or a knife or something, some sort of melee weapon. Very easy. In the caves, you have lots of different ore. You'll get stuff like iron, copper, coal, which you can mine with your stone pickaxe, and then later on, once you advance into the iron and the steel pickaxes, you can then start to mine the ores like titanium, platinum, aluminium, which you will need later on in your tech tree to start creating and crafting different items. Whilst in the caves, you'll see on the left side there is a little red emblem. This just says that it's like I call it a claustrophobia, but it's like a cave sickness logo. If you stay in a cave too long, you end up with pneumonia, which is another logo. You'll see it's like a little red emblem with your lungs in there, basically. When you have this cave sickness or pneumonia, it drastically affects your stamina. So your stamina bar falls to basically nothing, and it's very slow, hard going, trying to mine everything in there. One thing I've never understood though is you're in a spacesuit with oxygen, so I don't understand how you would get a lung infection. But you know, what do I know? But yeah, just crack on, mine what you can, and then mine what you can carry, and head on back and dump it at the base for later on. Okay, so back to hunting, and here's a great little tip which will help you out in the early game. You'll see here I'm on the talents part of the menu, and I'm opening up what we see is the animal health bars, and you see the difference straight away. As soon as you open up that animal health bars, you can see them from a distance. When you're hunting, it helps you find the animals you need. The health bars also help you a little bit to see if you're going to run into something that you know you can't beat. For example, a bear. This early in the game, I've got no chance for a wooden bow. So after a little bit of running around, I found a target that I think I can take on. The best way to get a good attack is to crouch using the control button, and it gives you a stealth attack, which gives you a bonus on damage. Something I forgot to do was create a crafter knife, which you're going to need to harvest any of the goods from your dead animals. So to get any of your bones, fur, meat, you need a knife. And then you can use it to harvest the rest of the bones as well. So here you'll see I decided to pick a fight with a boar, which I thought would be a one-shot, ended up being about 6 or 7, and he did some damage to me, causing a bleed, which I had to fix a bit later on, but I got there in the end. So after my fight with the boar, I go back, heal myself up, and then decide I'm going to try and build myself a bit of armour to try and help reduce the damage I'm receiving from the tougher animals. So I've unlocked the cloth armour, which basically just need loads of fibre to craft those. So I'm just going to go around, grab a load of that, and then get them done. So you see, created the cloth armor, it goes straight into the slots as you see on the screen. With the armor, it's best to have a full set of the same, as you then get the armor set bonus perk, which on this one is the plus 5% movement speed. So I hunt a few more animals to get the fur I need to complete the bedroll, and then we can finally get that put down in the base, ready as a checkpoint, or a restart point if we do die. So yeah, get the bedroll, we stick him down. Let's see if you can see the rookie mistake I've made here. Well, actually 2. So yeah, point them out and let me know what you think. By the end of the video, you'll know what I've done wrong. Another issue I've been having is when you start hunting, you end up with a lot of meat, and it goes off quicker than you can eat it. I cook it off, but it still goes off after you cook it. So what I've decided to do, which does help, is to build a drying rack, because then you can put it on there, and it seems to last that little bit longer on there. Well, longer than when you have it just freshly cooked or raw. Until I can make a fridge or freezer, this is the best you can do in the early game. We've got another storm coming in. What I normally do with a storm, especially with a wooden building, is, well, use it for cover anyway, but whilst I'm in there I'll be repairing as I go. The wooden buildings don't last too long in the storms. If thatching the wood, you need to move on to stone and concrete and the higher levels to make sure that you're not going to fall apart during the storm. You'll see now what I'm doing. I'll take the hammer and I'll just go around repairing the building as I go. Well, as the storm goes. Not a lot else you can do whilst it's going anyway because of the exposure to the storm. So you just keep hammering away at each individual part, and you'll see that there's a bar on there which tells you the sort of the HP or the health of each individual piece. Yeah, just keep hammering away until you repair the pieces as they get damaged. Or you can wait until the end of the storm, which probably is the easiest option, but you do risk the roof fully disappearing or falling apart, which then means that anything in there is unprotected and then receive damage, and you could lose your decorations or storage boxes, your bed, anything else that's in there. And then with that, you have to rebuild, remake, which then is more resources, more time. So ideally you want to keep your roof on, your walls fully intact to make sure that you don't lose any of your items and bits and pieces that you have inside. And there you go, finally after the whole storm's passed, I've managed to repair every piece back to how it should be. So after a full day of building, repairing, hunting, gathering, etc., go home, have something to eat, stick the fire on, and then we will sleep off the day. This is where you'll see my mistake. I wake up, run straight across my fire, set myself on fire, and the rest of the building starts to catch. In my panic, I start trying to repair with the hammer, not completely forgetting about the fire whacker, which if I had, I would have put the fire out very early on. But instead, I decide to have a go with the hammer, and it goes absolutely mental, out of control, and well, you'll see. Let's watch it disappear in front of us. So all the hard work we've put in already is now burnt to the ground, so we just need to start fresh really, rebuild, and try not to make the same mistakes we already made, i.e. do not put a campfire next to your bed because you will wake up in it or run across it forgetting where it is and then set the rest on fire. But the ideal goal is to build with stone and then concrete. I find is a very good material, especially against fire. All the storms, they're pretty good against all of that, so aim for concrete eventually. It just takes a little bit more time, you have to level up a bit, and obviously resource is a thing. So I hope everyone enjoyed the video and found it informative in some way, or that it's helped you get an idea on how you're going to start the game. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up, and yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content similar to this. Thank you for watching.